I trusted my wife. With everything. My heart. My home. My entire life. To me. She was perfect. Loving. Supportive. Always there when I needed her. Or at least. That's what I believed. We had built a life together. A routine. A bond one thought could never be broken. I never questioned her. Never doubted her loyalty. Because why would I? She gave me no reason to. Until one day. Something felt different. It was small at first. The way she smiled at her phone. The way she quickly locked it when I walked in. Late night messages. Calls she would take in another room. At first. I ignored it. I told myself I was overthinking. She would never do that to me. That's what I kept saying. But deep down. Something didn't feel right. The woman I thought I knew. Started feeling like a stranger. I tried to ask her. But she brushed it off. You're imagining things, she said. And I believed her. Because I wanted to believe her. Until one night. Everything changed. She said she was going out with friends. Nothing unusual. Nothing suspicious. But something in me told me to follow her. And what I saw that night destroyed everything I thought I knew. I followed her that night. My heart was beating so fast. I didn't even recognize myself. I kept asking myself, what am I doing? But something inside me wouldn't let me turn back. She got into a car. Not alone. There was a man. I froze for a second. But I kept going. I followed them from a distance. Trying not to be seen. They drove to a place I had never seen before. A quiet apartment. Hidden. Private. Like it was meant to stay a secret. I watched as she stepped out of the car. Laughing. Happy. A side of her I hadn't seen in a long time. And then. He held her hand. Like it was normal. Like it wasn't wrong. My chest tightened. But I still wasn't ready for the truth. I told myself. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe there's an explanation. But deep down. I already knew. I stepped closer. Carefully. Quietly. And then I saw it. He pulled her close. And she didn't resist. She didn't hesitate. She kissed him. Like she had done it before. Like it wasn't the first time. And in that moment. Everything inside me broke. The love. The trust. The life I thought we had. Gone. Just like that. I couldn't move. I couldn't breathe. I just stood there. Watching the woman I loved give herself to someone else. And the worst part? She looked happy. Happier than I had seen her in months. That's when it hit me. This wasn't a mistake. This wasn't something new. This was something real. Something ongoing. Something I was never meant to find out. And as I stood there in the dark, one painful truth became clear. The woman I trusted with my life had been living a lie. Right in front of me. I don't know what came over me. But I couldn't just stand there anymore. I stepped out of the darkness. And walked straight toward them. My heart was pounding. My hands shaking. But I didn't stop. They didn't see me at first. They were too busy. Lost in their moment. Until I spoke. Her name. Soft. But heavy. She turned. And in that instant. Everything changed. The smile on her face disappeared. Her eyes widened. Shock. Fear. Guilt. All at once. She quickly stepped away from him. Like she had been caught doing something wrong. Which she had. What are you doing here? She asked. Her voice shaking. But I didn't answer. I just looked at her. Trying to understand. Who she really was. Because in that moment. I didn't recognize her anymore. The man beside her stepped forward. "Is there a problem?" he asked. His tone confident. Like he had no idea who I was. I looked at him. Then back at her. And that's when I said it. "I'm her husband." Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. The man's face changed instantly. He stepped back. Confused. Looking at her for answers. And that's when everything fell apart. She couldn't speak. Couldn't explain. Couldn't even look me in the eyes. Because there was nothing left to say. The truth was already standing between us. "I can explain," she finally said. But I laughed. Not because it was funny. But because it was too late. "There's nothing to explain," I said quietly. Because I had seen enough. Felt enough. Lost enough. All the lies. All the late nights. All the distance. Finally made sense. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't imagining things. I was right. And somehow, that truth hurt more than anything. I looked at her one last time. And in that moment, I realized something painful. The woman I loved was never truly mine. And without saying another word, I turned around and walked away. Because sometimes, silence says everything. That night, I didn't go back home. I couldn't. Not after what I had seen. Not after what I had lost. I drove for hours. With no destination. Just silence. And my thoughts. Everything we built together. Every memory. Every promise. Felt like a lie. I kept asking myself one question. Why? But no matter how many times I asked it, there was no answer. Just pain. Days passed. Then weeks. And slowly, reality started to settle in. She called. Texted. Tried to explain. But I didn't respond. Because some betrayals don't need explanations. They need distance. I realized something during that time. I had lost myself trying to love her. I gave everything. My trust. My loyalty. My heart. And in return, I got betrayal. But instead of breaking me, that pain changed me. I started focusing on myself. My peace. My growth. I stopped asking why she did it. And started asking, what do I deserve? And the answer was simple. Better. So I chose to walk away. Not because it was easy. But because it was necessary. And for the first time in a long time, I felt something different. Not anger. Not sadness. But peace. Real peace. Because I finally understood something. Losing her was not my loss. It was my freedom. And as for her, she didn't lose me that night. She lost someone who would have never betrayed her. And that's something she will have to live with forever.